question is, how much is Stats prepared for this? Because you have to remember, he is preparing for that SSL final against Dark.
Yeah.
So we just have to see how much he's juggling between PvZ and PvT. We'll see. We'll have to see how Bunny approaches this match, because we have to remember he also has his Code S group coming up this week. So, Stats is the favorite, but Bunny can take this game out.
I think Stats is just going to play a standard game. You know, I don't think he'll have anything special prepared, as you were saying. He's preparing specifically for PvZ for his first championship ever, you know, like in 8 years. So I don't think he's focused on this game too much, to be perfectly honest. And I don't know, Buddy's looking better. I think this is going to be more even than the names suggest.
Yeah, for sure. As I mentioned before, Bunny's actually doing quite well in the GSL, and we'll just have to see how much, as we keep mentioning, the PvZ practice has detracted from his Pro League practice. That being said, I'm surprised that we are seeing Stats out here. I thought it could have been possible we might have seen Jukji or Lucero or even Speed. But I guess...
Yeah, I thought Speed might have come out over Stats.
But I guess the coaches have enough faith in Stats that he will be able to take this game out on Orbital Shipyard.
Yeah. Orbital Shipyard, not a bad map. I mean, he did lose to Keen on this map. Let's not forget.
I think that was on Lorelei Crest.
No, that was on this map.
Oh, was it?
Where it was like they went for a base trade. Stats went to attack the fourth base.
And he killed the pylon, right?
Which pylon?
The Artosis pylon.
I know it was, yeah, he got the Artosis pylon.
I know, I'm pretty sure that was on Lorelei Crest.
No, I'm like 100% sure it's
You want to make a bet on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much do you want to bet?
Let's bet next Subway.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was on Lorelei Crest.
Everybody sees this.
Everyone sees this, and then they're going to tweet, it's like, GTL was right, it was on Lorelei Crest, Keen versus Stats.
Keen versus Stats was on Orbital Shipyard.
It was on Lorelei Crest.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
So, Orbital Shipyard, regardless.
Yeah, Orbital Shipyard.
The map that he lost to against Keen is going to be the map here.
We did see a TVP Reality versus Trap on that map, and we saw Reality opting to go for the Heavy Widow mines, actually, instead of going for the Liberators. And that didn't really work for him. I'm really curious to see how Bunny's going to approach his TVP.
Yeah, Bunny has always been that really multitask-heavy kind of, you know, drop you everywhere kind of Terran player, especially against Zerg. So on a map like Orbital Shipyard, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for what Reality was doing, where it's like drop in the back door, drop the main, attack the front, you know, constantly keep him on 3 bases while you get your 4th kind of play style.
Yeah, we did see Trap take that game out against Reality with that Adepts round. I wonder if Bunny might be going for... He could go for Quick Ghost as well, because instead of investing that gas into the Liberators or the Widow mines, he can invest into the Ghost and EMP his army when he goes on top, so... Here we have Bunny on screen with the Dog with Crown.
Dog with Crown is back.
Yep.
Yeah. Bunny, you know, he looks really determined, and he's like the only hope now for CJ Antis to make it into the ace match, because Hero didn't win his game. As I said before, the strat for CJ is always Hero and BL win, the other 2 lose, and then it goes to an ace match and Hero wins, or BL wins. And Bunny's going to have to be that guy that brings it forward and actually takes the win here.
Yeah, so we see here Stats with like one of the most impressive records in Pro League. I mean, 178. Yeah. He's probably going to get 200 wins before he retires, and that's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Just give him a couple more years and he'll be there.
As we see, the Pentagons that I always love to talk about. Actually, Bunny's actually 4-1 in all games, so... Maybe there's a psychological advantage there for Bunny.
Yeah, I would love to know what those games were, actually, where Bunny was able to win against Stats 4 times. Let's take a look at the predictions. 7-0. I mean, this is Stats we're talking about. He's in the finals of a major Star League in Korea, okay? So regardless of what we say about practice, Bunny looking better, Stats is still definitely the favorite here. But, guys, we are going to jump into game number 4 right now. Stats versus Bunny. In the bottom left, in the yellow, it is Bunny, the Terran player from CJ Entis.
And spawning here at the top side of Orbital Shipyard, it is our SSL finalist Stats.
Who do you think is going to win that final, by the way?
Dark.
Dark versus Stats. Yeah.
I think Dark's just too good of a player, and I don't think Solar showed his best games in that ZVP losers final.
Yeah. He was still able to take 2, but again, Dark's favorite matchup hasn't always been ZVZ. I think he's quite good at ZVT and ZVP. So, and as we were saying, like he was known as the best player for like a long while, or I guess like a month or so, and then Zess is now coming around as like a contender for that title. So
I also do feel that the map pool is favored in Zerg, especially in a best of 7 because there are no vetoes. So we're definitely going to see Prion Terraces, we're going to see Arena,
oh, man.
we're going to see Central Protocol as well.
That's true. That's a good point.
On paper, that's pretty much 3 maps for Dark, and you have the macro maps, Ruins of Ceres, Orbital Shipyard, and Dust Towers. So,
and Dark has bopped many a Protoss before.
Yep.
I mean, Stats is looking quite good himself, but Dark is seemingly on a whole another level.
As we see here, actually, Bunny going for a quick supply depot block at his ramp. Looks like he just doesn't want any probe shenanigans, no probe gas deals on his main base. Takes that command center at the back of his vein.
Well, we got this SCV coming out here for the scouts. And pretty standard early game stuff. Not anything too interesting going on right now. Got a couple of gases coming down for the Terran.
Yep, nothing too crazy from both players right here on Orbital Shipyard. Bunny really, CJ needs to take this game if they want to take it to the ace match, so Bunny will need to play his heart out.
Yeah, I wonder if Bunny is going to start off with any kind of drop style. Getting both the gases now, of course, he needs that to tech up at all. But wouldn't be surprised if he, started off with some drops and even tried to keep Stats on 2 bases or at least 3 bases for a while.
There's a quick Stargate from Stats. No surprises there. Wants to get that Oracle out. Get the scouting on the main base of Bunny, as well as try and do some damage to these Marines, to these SAVs.
Stats quite a good Stargate player. Was known, him and Myungshik were 2 of the guys that were always just like, we're always going to see Phoenixes against Zerg.
Oh, I might say proxy heal. Might be proxy starport?
What? I think you might be right. Either that, or he's going to keep it there and trying to,
Well, he's patrolling that. He's patrolling that SUV down there. So, a quick third command center with this factory. That's actually a real. It might be there just to scout for any War Prism oracles. I think.
You scout over there, and you can also wait for the timing for the Adept to pass by, and that way you can get in and get a scout.
Yeah. So, and we see here the scouts coming in. It's going to scout that 3rd base, which is a really nice. Small victory there for Bunny.
Stats smartly keeps the Adept around, but is he going to see it? Nope, I don't believe he did. Let me get a closer look. Nope, he could not see if there was a Nexus at the 3rd base. In fact, it is going to be Phoenixes.
Okay, so Phoenix is here from Stats, but there are a few Marines out here for Bunny. He's going to deflect these Phoenix away.
Lots of Marines pushing
and
away.
Without that 2nd Phoenix, it's not going to be able to do any damage right now. So, and there's the Widow Mine planted there from Bunny. So if Phoenixes do decide to go to that expansion at the back, the Widow Mine will be able to catch that Phoenix off guard.
Yeah, we've got to wait for his Phoenix buddy. We already have 3 out on the map. Usually you get around 5, 4, 5, 6 sometimes. And you just fly them around, get them to regen their energy, and just be a constant threat on the map. Oh, the Widow Mine!
Oh, there's a Widow Mine, but it actually doesn't kill the Phoenix. Phoenix does survive, but it looks like these Marines... Actually, I thought the Marines might be able to intercept these Phoenixes here. Actually, he's posturing to do that, but doesn't get there in time. Yeah, that was really close there from Stats. He managed to get away on time.
Yeah, if Stats wasn't paying attention, that could be a dead Phoenix. And these Marines still out on the map, they can't really do much just yet. Still no starport out on the map. Just making barracks units for now.
Yeah. Looks like he's just happy to work off these barracks, work off the factory with those Widow Mines, just to ensure that those Phoenixes don't do too much damage to his minerals, to his SUVs. And he's actually working off just only 2 barracks with the tech labs, the stim and combat shields.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get both of these upgrades decently fast, you know, after, of course, going for the greedy economic build. But getting double tech lab allows you to get them both at the same time. Lots more barracks coming down here, going to go up to 5 pretty quickly.
Yep, and we see here from Stats getting that resonating glaives along with that attack upgrade on the ground, and he's finally getting his first observer out. That'll be really helpful for gateway explosion here.
This looks like some kind of 3-base mass adept. I'm going to kill you because you only have Marines strategy.
Oh, he scans the third base though, and he's going to see that there's no gas there, so maybe Bunny will be privy to what's Stats doing right now. So
yeah, he sees all but one gateway up there too.
Or that we don't mind actually doing a lot of damage to those Phoenixes.
Yeah, I think Bunny knows about this. I think he should put down some bunkers to deal with this, perhaps. He's got a lot of bio, but
I think he needs to move down onto that third base, try and get the SVs Maynarded over there, and then start his bunkers up. But I think he's just happy just sitting here until he gets that massive amount of Marines that can take out these Phoenixes.
Scan going down here isn't going to see much. They see some of the depths coming across here, doing a bit of damage now to that Phoenix. Here we go, 8 adepts at a time.
Here comes the timing attack, but we've got to see how much damage these adepts can do.
Bunny has so much bio right now. He has 5 racks of his own, so he hasn't been skimping on making the units either. Now, it looks like Stats is going to try to pull this army apart.
Oh, this Warp Prism might be killed, but this the Widow Mine. Oh, it's not in range, and these adepts do get dropped, but the Warp Prism does go down. There's only 3 adepts here. Oh, nice wall off as well. We saw this in the previous game with Realia Trap.
Well, the adepts are coming in here, and they're trading decently, but there's just way too much bio, and this is being shut down pretty easily by Bunny.
And we see here, like, this timing attack did not work out for Stats. We see him adding those gases there at the third base. He's also taking that 12 o'clock expansion, and he has to give up on this timing.
Yeah, immediately he's like, oh, I need a Dark Shrine. I need to keep Bunny on his side of the map for a very long time. He did lose his Warp Prism, so he's going to have to remake that. But just focusing heavily on gateway units for now, getting both +2 attack and +1 armor. Missile turret is not done here, and this is a ton of damage, actually. All the SCVs are going down.
Yeah, that's 9 SCVs now going down for Bunny. Nice trade there from Stats. Actually, 10 SCVs in the end, but we see a drop coming here on the top left side. We see where he decides to drop, whether he drops at the main or whether he drops at that 12 o'clock position.
I don't think Bunny can attack into this army unless he has everything, so it looks like he's just going to drop first and try to pull the Protoss apart.
Yeah, I think he's trying to pull it and try and get that 12 o'clock dead or either that or cancelled.
And he may be able to get in there on top of that Dark Shrine, too.
Note how those Phoenixes are patrolling the wrong side of the map, and we see these Phoenixes coming back to try and deal with this. The pylon overcharge, where are they?
Yeah, where's the Mothership Core? Oh, man, that force!
The +2 is upgrade. The +2 is cancelled. This is what Bunny needs to stay in this game. Is the attack here from Bunny, but Stats is smart enough. He's got the Guardian Shield up. He's got the Adepts and Stalkers trying to take away this army.
Yeah, no way this army can fight into the Protoss here. But he snipes an upgrade, and he's still dropping. So Bunny getting a nice amount of damage here.
But Bunny has to move away with his bulk of his medivacs. Nice drop being prepared here on the right side.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm concerned about for Bunny is that he never stopped that 4th base from completing, and now it's like fully mining. He can add those gases in a bit, and Bunny doesn't have a sign of a 4th base coming down here for a while.
Not only that, he only just got his armory, which means that his upgrades are quite late, even though he did snipe that +2 weapons upgrade of Stats. When you snipe the upgrade, right, you need to be, you use it to get ahead of your opponent, but in this case, he did, he's just started on his +2.
So we have the command center coming down now for Bunny, but he's definitely very far behind in terms of his economy. And he's going to continue trying to drop. And the one drop that he did do is quite effective to snipe that upgrade, but he hasn't been consistently doing it. It's kind of what I expected out of Bunny.
See here, the first one of the Warp Prisms of Stats, taking away that Marine that was scouting that side of the map. But we see here another massive drop coming for Bunny. It looks like he's going to go for the main base, but the question is how much damage can it do and how much of the army will it draw back?
This time DTs are added into the drop and immediate scan. There's a DT for defense waiting with the Phoenixes and the Mothership Core. So very well prepared this time around, but this is 3 medevacs worth of Terran units.
Oh, but these Phoenixes are just chipping away at these medevacs, and if those medevacs die before they can use all the energy, that would be really bad for Bunny, as Bunny puts down these Widowmasts, helps zone while he tries to take out this 12 o'clock base.
Stats totally fine to just send in an Adept to trigger the one Widow Mine and then take the engagement, but Bunny just backs away on the retreat.
Oh, you see the supply counts here. Stats is a solid 30 supply ahead, and I think Stats with that 12 o'clock base mining quite, it's well saturated, and Bunny's only taking his own 6 o'clock base. I think Stats can take the fight here.
Yeah, it looks like War Prism will be sniped. Oh, does get away. Adept save its life, and that War Prism.
Oh, but Liberators are out here for Bunny. He might be able to defend this.
He's going to try to blink forward, but not too effective.
Looks like there was a detail there to stop that command center from landing, as a few turrets, and probably going to turn into a planetary.
Yeah, looks like Stats now wants to pressure that command center before it turns into a planetary. There's a lot of bio, and adding in this many Liberators, this only Gateway army with no storms or anything, I'm not sure how well this is going to do.
I would really like to see some Ghosts being added here. Oh, these Ghosts, oh not Ghosts, these Adepts doing a bit of damage onto those SFVs at the third base of Bunny, as looks like Stats is going to take another base. He's feeling really comfortable right now, so he has the luxury of taking that base right there.
Scan going down, wants to see what's what in the main. See probably if Storm is on the way, so he can make that decision possibly to go for the Ghost that you were talking about. He would like the Ghost regardless, but... Well,
even without the High Templars being in this army, Ghosts just do so much work to those Adepts. You basically half their health, so... As we saw Tager do that a lot in his GSL games in PvP, so... Bunny does scout this expansion at the top left.
Yeah, nice little scout there with that one Marine.
Oh, Storm drop!
Coming in the back, there we go, 4.
Only 4 SCVs though.
Yeah.
And looks like Bunny's gonna go for a counter drop.
Oh, but at the same time, the entire army of Stats knocking at the front door, but there's so many units, so many Liberators waiting for him, so he can't quite attack just yet.
And this attack force of Bunny is gonna be able to snipe that expansion of Stats.
Yeah, even with 5 cannons, this is not enough. Look at all of this bio coming in. Snipes the 2 pylons and will immediately be able to kill this Nexus.
And then he can just pick up and just go to the top left side of the map, and the Stalkers can't do anything about it. He has to wait for those Phoenixes to come and intercept these medevacs. But another Storm drop here. 5 SFVs do go down.
He should just get some DTs in there, perhaps. Can continue to drop with the Storms, but now we have an Oracle on the way.
Yep, so he's definitely going to be using that Oracle to attack those Liberators, give him some range, give him some vision of what the movement of Bunny is looking like. But with that snipe there at the top left, this game is starting to even out.
Now we got Tempest on the way too, so you want to have that Oracle, as you were saying. Use the range of the Tempest with the vision that you gain with the Oracle. Here come the Adepts behind the 4th base mineral line. Gonna do a bit of damage here. And immediately, Bunny starts making a ton of Vikings and, you know, getting air attack as well. That's actually +2. So, I think he knows about this transition. Yeah. He's going to be ready for it at least.
He's scanned all the bases of Stats, so he's going to be preparing for that. He's also getting those Ghosts out, which are so crucial in doing these massive engagements in this late game. So much liberation zones here. And it looks like Bunny's actually got a drop here. Stats is really tied. His hands are tied right now. How is he going to approach this?
Yeah, look at the bio getting up the ramp too. All of Stats' army is down the ramp.
There's no way Stats can get in here.
Just using the DTs, but once Scan cleans it up, this base is going to easily go down. No defense over there.
And I don't think Stats can defend this main base. He's going to lose that Cybernetics core that he's upgrading. He's also going to lose all these gateways, and Bunny might have just checkmated him here.
Well, here we go. Another drop coming in here, trying to snipe those, and all of these units are getting pretty low. He's trying to lift them up. The Liberators have been pushed out of the 3rd base, so he will eventually clean up this army, but he loses another base.
Oh, but these DTs just doing so much damage. But Bunny has to back off, and I'm not really sure how much damage those Liberators actually did just camping there at the top of the ramp. Might have not been enough. As we see here, the supply count is crazy. Stats army supply is 50 or so ahead, so...
Yeah, now with Storm out on the map, the Tempests do survive. It's going to be quite nice here.
Oh,
We got
these
this
medevacs really
ghost.
intercepted, but there's the EMPs there. But he EMP'd his own medevacs, which is quite unfortunate.
That's really bad, actually. He needs more medevacs with energy to help heal up his army. Stats thinking about attacking. He's going around here. He's got a DT in place now to stop that base from dropping down.
And in that process, I thought that Bunny would just completely shut down that top left base. But it looks like that top left base is actually up. If you could check for me, the base there.
Yeah,
okay,
it's about
just
to
rebuilding.
finish.
Yeah, so once that does go out for Stats, he will have that economic advantage with being ahead on that one extra base.
Stats now posturing outside the base. Looks like he wants to start shelling some of the buildings.
There's a tag there from that Oracle. The Tempest are going to be able to hit. But I think, how many Vikings does he have? He's like, what, 4 or so?
He's got 10.
He's got 10. Where are the other Vikings? Unless they're just all stacked up there.
Yeah, looks like they're stacked up and maybe some coming out. Oh, the Adept's getting right on top of the production. This is going to force a big response. Hopefully they will all attack.
That one Adept is just attacking while all the others are just dancing. Okay, here we go. It's going to force Bunny to move back here.
Yeah, and at the same time, the majority of his army is still over here threatening these bases.
Actually, these Tempests are quite a bit out of position. If he can snipe these Tempests, that would be huge for Bunny. Oh, tries to get that one there, but doesn't snipe it off. As Bunny does clean up this Adept run by. But at this point of the game, though, he doesn't really need Adepts with his army. He's looking to get those high-tech units. He wants to get those Templars out. He wants to get those Archons out. He wants to get those carries out even, maybe. We'll just have to wait and see.
Now, 4 Vikings at a time being produced, that's pretty insane. And now Stats, this has become like a day of really long games, like macro games. I've been loving it, GTR.
Yeah. Bunny is hurting for minerals, though. You can see his mineral count isn't even going over 200, so he definitely needs to take out this base here at the top left, but it is quite nicely defended here. There is that Dark Templar and High Templar for the feedbacks if needed. As Stats looking to do another attack here with the Adepts.
Oh, this is so nice. I love how he abuses this map and the many different paths you can take to attack. And look at this, he's just going to come into that one base. That's mine. The one Zealot spots it. That command center is going to go down, but a nice little run by over here. Ooh, nice Storm, just barely gets it off.
But that Dark Templar is going to be able to mop up the rest of the... Oh no, he actually gets a scan off. But these Adepts just doing so much damage once again. It's like deja vu.
Adepts again in the main, and the majority of Stats' army again is over by the 4th base, so he could begin to do damage over there. None of the army is over here, only Vikings and Ghosts.
And he can't do anything with these Vikings. I mean, there are so many Archons here for Stats that splash damage will just decimate him.
Oh, that's unbelievable. What a, I don't know, just what a way to attack from Stats. You know, so many different ways, the DTs, the different units, the Adepts going into the main, and just really distracting Bunny and pulling him apart, never allowing him to get those bases on the right side of the map. And the second he finds an opening, he goes in and kills both of them. So now Bunny essentially not finding this.
Oh, nice APs there on the Stalkers. But he doesn't actually get to clean up those Stalkers.
Yeah, Stalkers are like, lol, okay, I'll just blink away.
Bunny only has 21 SEV. That's quite... And he doesn't even have 3rd base anymore. It looks like he just wants to do one final attack here. Yeah,
he's just going to try to end it here, but he's not got the best army supply. Some more nice Storms coming down here. And I'm not sure if he's even going to be able to deal with what's on the ground. He needs like the perfect EMPs here.
He needs the perfect EMPs. He needs the perfect positioning. But, I mean, he's still able to win this game with this army. It is only a 25 supply differential for him, so it's not too much. But the problem is these Vikings, they're only there for the Tempest. And once the Tempests are gone, they're not going to really do too well against the ground units of Stats. Looks like we're going to see him come up to his ramp again.
Yeah, tries to go in there and snipe a Tempest, but fails, and at the same time eating a bunch of shots from the Stalkers and the Tempest themselves. Trying to find an angle here, but Stats being so patient, waiting until, oh man, the Liberators just go in and die. And there's not much left over here on the ground for Bunny.
Bunny's just, these Storms, these Archons just doing too much damage. GG.
There you go, KT Roaster on the back of Stats is going to win tonight's matchup against CJN, just 3-1.
Yep, so once again, well, actually, it was actually Hero that couldn't win the game against Leonok. So Bjol taking the game against TY, but it's a recurring story that we've seen so far in Pro League is that they haven't been able to take it to the ace match, and as a result, CJ keep losing at 3-0s and 3-1s.
It's like if Hero and Bill are not on their game for whatever reason, they just can't seem to win.
Yep.
They're two ace players. They need to perform, but if they don't, then it's like really hard situation. So KT, off the back of players like Leonok, like Zest, Stats, are going to win this one 3-1.
Yep. So right now we've got two teams tied up at the top, even though we only have had one day of the round. We have Junior and KT at the top, and on the other side we do have CJ and Samsung at the bottom. And oh man, I love these poses.
Yeah, look at Zest and Stats, really happy.
I think Zest's pose should be just a bicep flex.
That would be nice. TY, not so happy. Goes down to Bjol.
Yeah, but if there's a game from this series, I would suggest probably Bjol vs TY.
Yeah, that was a really nice game.
Yeah.
If you want to see an absolute smackdown, you could watch Zest versus Hush, I suppose.
If you're into that sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bjol showing how to defeat the new Air Mech style, I guess, that we saw today in Korea League.
The difference between the way that Bjol played it and the way that Solar played it is so
different.
It's such a stark contrast. Like, it's unbelievable. Some of those Zerg players out there will definitely tell you that. Bjol just, as you said, I think he just understands the matchup a lot better. And,
so we're going to be going to our MVP interview soon, and I think it's going to be Leonok, actually.